Oh boy, not be smart, you know. Hey, now very simple question that they ask Dr. Abel Damina. You know this very popular show where Nedu Wazobia they organize. This the 100 Bond show. That podcast where Nedu Wazobia they organize. You know, Anna. If you don't know, search Nedu Wazobia, you go see her. Now recently they call invite Dr. Abel Damina come one of the podcast session. Dr. Abel Damina, as in, he turned the whole place upside down. I use God to beg if you be pastor, or you be man of God. Not follow this man drag Bible. Not follow Dr. Abel Damina drag Bible. Not follow her. As you they throw the word, they corner, saying they from one corner they give you. Sure? See question. Before the question land, answer, don't they wait for the question. You just said that kind of thing before. Wow. So question you go answer kind of pastor, they go scratch their head before they answer. But Dr. Abel Damina, before you ask the question finish, answer, don't they corner they wait for you. Then we will pause you, go answer you. Very simple question, Dr. Abel Damina. That temptation where Jesus received for that mountain, where devil tempt her. Who they there? Who be the eyewitness? Finish, oh. Dr. Abel Damina turn everything upside down. See answer. And the fire where the command, where Elijah command from heaven, where destroy almost 200 people plus. It's the fire not before God, though. Okay, give us the reason why this is not before God. See answer don't for everywhere. Dr. Abel Damina don't scatter everywhere with answer. Even me attire when I begin to see answer. The other one again, Dr. Abel, what do you think about man marrying two wives? What do you think about man where they give get belly out of wedlock? If you see answer, see, watch some of the video. Just watch some of the video.
What God cannot do does not exist. And all this healing ministry, come, you are going to be healed, you are going to do this one. We had 10,000 people and 52 people were healed. Please, I need you to sit on that thing. All those what God cannot do doesn't exist. Is it really? And these days, I see people dragging him online that he's using Nigerians to make money, that he's made that he's the highest earner of YouTube. I mean, I don't hate him.
Yep.
I'm just asking, you to reiterate what you said and shed more light on what you said about him saying that what God does not do doesn't exist. That is,
when that slogan started coming out, people think I'm jealous of Jereze. Jereze is by far my younger person in me, by far. He's not even like a son to me, he'll be a son to my sons. So I have nothing to envy him for. Okay, I have nothing, no reason to envy him for anything. But truth is truth. What God cannot do does not exist. It's not the truth. Because there are many things that God cannot do that exist. God cannot steal. Stealing exists. God cannot lie. Lying exists. God cannot die. Death exists. God cannot marry. Marriage exists. I mean, there are many things. In fact, James tells us in James chapter 1 verse 13, let no man say when he's tempted, I'm tempted of God. For God cannot be tempted. God cannot be tempted with evil. Now, it's important you know that because it's not about sentiment. It's about knowing what the truth is. I believe in miracles. I believe in healing. To be honest with you, I've been healed though. There was one time I had pneumonia. They gave me 32 intravenous injections. The pneumonia didn't go. I was dying. The doctors looked at me and said, we have exhausted everything we know medically. I was coughing blood. I was gone. My church, I couldn't preach for 1 month because when I stand to preach, immediately I speak for 2-3 minutes, I start vomiting blood. It was that bad. And then I took the Bible and I read Isaiah. Surely he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. By his stripes, we were healed. And I prayed. I spoke to Jesus. I spoke to the Lord. After that prayer, I started feeling the pains leaving. I was having pains all over. I broke out in sweat that evening. And then part of my healing, God sent somebody who came and gave me some natural fruits, a combination that I drank that night. By the next morning, all the cough, everything was gone. I was back on crusade preaching the next day. So I've experienced miracles. Sure. I've prayed for somebody that was blind and his eyes open.
Hey, don't be angry.
I'm not angry at all.
You're the only one that wants something.
I'm not angry.
That time where Jesus Christ and devil, they for mountain.
Okay.
Where the devil, they tempt Jesus. They do everything. Who they there to record them? Because only 2 of them they there.
No, Jesus was not even on the mountain with the devil. There was no such thing.
It did not exist.
Matthew chapter 4, theologically, is a summation of all the temptations of Jesus. Lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh, pride of life. The 3 areas where Jesus was tempted in a summation. Moreover, the tempter who came to Jesus didn't carry him around. It was in his mind. in his thoughts.
Okay.
So all that traveling to places was in his mind.
Okay.
Because
like
of
astral projection kind of thing.
No, just thinking. Like the fall of Adam and Eve was in the mind. Did God say you should not? And Eve didn't know what God said. So she misquoted what God said. And there was a fall. They rejected God's word. So Satan thought by defeating Adam and Eve in thoughts, he will also be able to defeat Jesus in thoughts. So he brought thoughts. That's why temptation is thoughts. You think it first before you do it. So it was in the thought realm. And Jesus defeated him there.
But even as then they thought
the thoughts? Who recorded the thoughts?
So that is why, again, it is called eyewitness accounts. See, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John were eyewitness accounts of what happened. So some of them spoke with people that were with Jesus directly, who heard Jesus tell the stories. And then they got it direct from them, and then wrote it for us.
Okay.
That's
so which kind of explains, because the Matthew, Mark, they're not different things
depending on what perspective they got their stories from. But you will still see a connection in those stories.
Sir, there's one thing that you said, Joe. It has, even me and my brother here, we have been discussing it. I think we mentioned it the other day. You said it's not Jesus Christ, God, that gives children.
Okay.
Because I really need us to sit down on that thing.
No, we don't even need to sit much. That statement was made in a context. But bloggers cut it out of context and threw it out. And people started running with it. What I was teaching was that God set the system of reproduction in place.
Yes.
Man, woman, put it in them. So man and woman determines when they want to start having children, and they determine when they don't want to have children. That's why you have what you call family planning. That it is men that run the system of reproduction. But when man fails, when man's ability fails after all, man can believe God for a miracle. But God never designed for people to live by miracles. God designed for people to live by principles.